Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Ghost Dance, which I've got a quick thought to share, but before I get into that, for anyone and everyone out there joining us, be sure to say something in the chat so I know you're here. If you don't say something, there's no way for me to know you're here. So say something, don't be shy. The first time there's no charge for readings, and going forward after that it's $10 per card, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month for readings, which is a great deal since we run 3 shows per week, normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Now, a quick thought before I turn it over to Christopher is that in line with tonight's title, this ghost dance, in Celtic traditionally and many other languages, emotions are depersonalized. So rather than saying, I'm sad, they say sadness is on me, or I'm experiencing sadness. And I would even argue that many problems and the suffering that people experience are the result of identifying with these feelings and thoughts we just so happen to be having. Now, by learning to let go of these unhelpful feelings and behavior patterns, like identifying with a particularly strong emotion, we can eventually free ourselves by creating new behaviors that are actually helpful. So thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
Hey, great blessings, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. The incense I light tonight is about calling on Spirit to really support you and to fight for you. And in fighting for you, authorizing moving out of your field what is no longer serving you, and the courage to be able to see that what it is that no longer serves you. So I want to talk a little bit about the group card tonight, which is Ghost, the Ghost Dance. Ghost Dance was a Native American, still is, a Native American practice where they call upon the ancestors. They call upon the people on the other side in the spirit realm to help them. This is different what we've talked about on the show before, where some of the practices, the belief systems, the DNA, the projections from our family lineage can deter us. This is different. This is where they call upon the ancestors to help them overcome an issue, or show them the path, show them the best way to go. And so that's the energy I wanted to share with you tonight, is to call upon these energies, these spirits that are there to assist you. And one of the things that they assist you in doing is breaking free of creating or recreating past life relationships. And if you are in a relationship with someone from a past life where you're still leapfrogging each other, maybe they killed you, you killed them, they killed you, or whatever relationship it was, this ghost dance and calling upon these ancestors to help you clear that and clear the karma of that is extremely helpful, so that you can have absolutely healthy relationships. Also, if you're caught into like a vicious cycle of mourning or nostalgia, you call upon these ancestors to help you break that. If people are sad about maybe lost opportunities or a lost youth. It's breaking free of that. That was then, this is now. Ancestors can help you bring it back to the present. Call upon them, access them. They're there to absolutely help you. But it's important to ask for that help. Okay? Thank you for being on the show tonight. We've got Laurel, Marilyn, Jeff, Abby, Marilyn, Ashley, Sazowski, Jessica Marie, and Stacy. Is Stacy new? Freshman? Stacy, welcome to the show. It's nice to have you. I believe you're new, so everybody welcome Stacy. And Lindsay. What's that?
Stacy.
Okay. So what we do is I'll pull a card in the order that you came in the show. I'll do a reading for you. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. Okay? And let's get started with Laurel. Texas Laurel. Here we go. Now, if you're new to the show, I shuffle through the cards until one falls out. Okay. So with these full moons and with the eclipse, with these new energies that are coming in, Laurel, riding a bicycle on a street is very different than riding a bicycle on a country trail. Okay? So you have the riding the bicycle on the street down pat. Really great. Lately though, it's been a little bit riding it on one of those wild trails that you watch on YouTube. But you're learning new skills. You're learning to take what you know and what you've learned and apply it into a completely different situation. And it can feel really uncomfortable. So this is the Hierophant. This is the ability to draw from your gut. It's like when you walk on stage, and if you, in your head, you get into a big problem. You're a performer. I know you know what I'm talking about. You've got to come from your gut. You've got to sing from your gut. This next few weeks for you, Laurel, live from your gut. Stay out of your head. Because you're the knower. The Hierophant is the knower. Trust your instincts. Trust these ancestors. Trust the guides. Okay? And I apologize if I'm talking a little funny. It feels like I'm talking a little funny. I actually had a tooth pulled on Thursday. So I apologize. I'm going to get a implant done later. It'll take a few weeks. Yeah, you anytime I'm going to talk to Jessica Marie on this, and Stacy anytime you get into your head and wonder about how you're going to handle a situation or what you should say, it will be given to you. I've said this before in the show. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. And so it's like the words or the direction will be given you. But it's, okay. Now, I've not myself ridden in a self-driving car, but I don't know. I mean, it would be really challenging to sit in the passenger seat of a self-driving car, right? For everybody. That's kind of what allowing angels, guides, spirit, your higher self to take the driver's seat is like. Oh, I can feel this moving. I can feel this moving for you, Laurel, but I can feel it moving for everybody. Yeah, like Jessica says, surrender. God, oof. I love it, Jessica. I love it. It's too funny. Yeah. It's you've got this. All right, my dear Marilyn. Okay. All right. So I don't know much about quilting, Marilyn, but I'm going to use this illustration for you. I mean, I've seen it done, but when you're kind of done with a quilt, or when you're done with a square, isn't it? Don't you have to go through with scissors and cut off the threads? Or burn them off? Like I used to have years ago, I used to have shirts that would get, the thread would get pulled. My mom would burn it. So this is past relationships with like your ex. It's like burning the last threads energetically of any connection to them, or anything that they said that might be stuck back here in the subconscious. When those things come up, you might want to imagine lighting a match and burning it, or scissors and cutting it, because I know you do quilting. This is breaking, and this is calling upon your ancestors to cut all of, this is what we talked about in the group card tonight, which is the ghost dance. And moving forward, free of repeating any past relationships or past life relationships that you've had, to clear and clean all of those threads. And it's going to open up more energy available to you. So that goes for, you know what? everybody on the show do that. I'm looking at your list of names here, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then oh yeah, Abby, oh yeah, Marilyn, oh actually, yep, Jessica, definitely, Stacy, yes, Lindsay, yes. It's use your imagination. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Even the feeling. How am I going to describe this? Let's say you had a relationship 20 years ago, and you may be talking to someone, and all of a sudden get this really weird, this feeling or anger, or let's say, as Ken said, the anger comes upon you. You're not angry, but anger comes upon you, or sadness is upon you. That's an example of the thread that a very similar situation can be coming up, and go in and just cut it. Okay. Really? Marilyn says you're making a quilt while you're listening to me. I love it. Marilyn Pitts is making a quilt while she's listening to me. Amazing. Love it. Okay. Jeff, I'm glad you had a great weekend. Ooh, Jeff, do a magic trick for us. Come on, Jeff, do a magic trick for us. Come on, do a magic trick. This is pulling your energy back and not needing to perform for anyone and everyone. This is you cutting the threads or burning the threads of people that need something from you or want something from you. Or they're in your space and it's moving that aside. This is you being important. This is you feeling and being important in you. This is strengthening your core. So, when you do sit-ups or yoga or Pilates, they do a lot of core exercises. This is strengthening your gut to know how important you are. And are you willing to let go of the idea that your importance is associated with ego? You're important enough when you get up in the morning, you feed your body breakfast, right? And you exercise and you take a shower, you get cleaned up, you have good clothes. But this is more of strengthening the core of how important you are. Free of the belief that it's associated with ego. Because there's core intrinsic ego that gets you dressed in the morning and has you brush your teeth and take care of yourself. This is not performing for other people because they ask you to perform. It's just you being more you in your core. That's what you're moving to. It's what you're working on right now. And Spirit is acknowledging that and giving you kudos for it. Okay. All right, my dear Abby. Okay. First I got basket weaving, Abby. And then there's a joke in the university field where a student comes in and he asks for underwater basket weaving classes. It's a joke. But it's this feeling of what good am I doing? It's not, you're not doing underwater basket weaving. Who you are and what you do is important. These are your ancestors coming through. Because you shared with me last week about that reading. I won't reveal it on the show, but you had a very challenging, very, very challenging birth and childhood, conception. But you were absolutely put here. So stop thinking that you're here to teach people underwater basket weaving. What you're here to teach people and what you have taught people, what you are teaching people, is extremely important. It gives them a commencement to continue with life. You have said things to people you don't know now how important what you've said to them that's prevented them from hurting themselves. This is coming from ancestors. They're telling me to tell you that what you, and Jeff, I'm getting this for you too, what you have said to people has allowed them and given them courage to continue. Because you're speaking from your soul. And so when anger comes upon you, be free of claiming, oh, I'm angry. Just say, anger's upon me. I think that's good, Kenan. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, my dear Marilyn. All right, Marilyn. Anywhere oh, Teresa came on. Me and Ashley, okay. Hey, Teresa. Thanks for being here. So, Marilyn, this is releasing, clearing, destroying, and uncreating anything or anything anyone has said to you. You know, people say, well, what you said really hurt my feelings. What you did was so unsympathetic, or you're so bad. Anywhere, this is clearing the energy away from that. Anywhere anyone has said that to you, or that is in your field, this is absolutely, you're the emperor. And so it's political season, it's people are voting and you're reading things online about this candidate, that candidate, whoever it is, right? So oh, Laura's here too. Awesome. Okay. And Ash and Teresa. Awesome. All right. Love you guys. So what I'm saying here, Marilyn, is clearing those threads out of your field, where someone has said that about you. You don't have the power to upset anyone. And anywhere where you believed you've had the power to upset anyone, they have the power to upset themselves. When I do readings for people, okay, I'll tell you. I got to tell you this story. Okay, you're all gonna love it. Ash, Teresa, Jess, you guys are gonna love this. So, about 2 months ago, I read for this woman, and I try to be very. I basically said, stay away from alcohol. Like, it is not good for you. And I don't say that to everybody, but it was very evident. And I never met this woman. It was the first time reading on Zoom. So 2 weeks later, she texts me and she said, okay, this is weird. She said, I no longer want alcohol. I've not had alcohol in 2 weeks. And she had a problem. She'd had a major problem. Then, yesterday, I get a text from her. She goes, Chris, I got to tell you this really weird thing. She was dog sitting for some very, very wealthy friends who were in Italy and France. These friends called her and said, hey, we're sending you some wine, really fancy wine from France. And she's like, oh, thank you. Didn't tell them that she had the reading with me. Didn't tell them that she'd stopped drinking. So yesterday, there's 3 bottles arrive. Are you guys listening? 3 bottles of wine arrive, and they're all non-alcoholic. I didn't even know they made non-alcoholic wine. The gal called up the couple that were still in France and go, hey, thanks for the wine. Did you order non-alcoholic? And they go, what are you talking about? No, we didn't order non-alcoholic. Anyway, my point of telling you this story, Marilyn, is I could have upset that woman, right, by telling her, hey, knock it off, or highly recommend you knock it off. This is really up to her. But be the commander and know that what you're saying is channeled, much like with Teresa, right, or with Ashley. Anyone on the show tonight, trust that what you're on this show, you're developing these skills, and you all of you have amazing gifts. It's exciting. Okay, my dear Ashley Sazowski. All right. Oh. Okay. All right, Ashley. Your car stalls. Get out of the car. No one's around to help you to push it. Gas station is just a while up there. So you get out of the car and you go, okay, the car is moving. The car is moving on its own. I'm doing it. I'm doing the cars. Yeah, the car is moving. Yeah. No. You have to push the car. This is, you have an incredible imagination, but move it into your body. Create. This is creating from the soul, not wishful thinking. You know you can't push the car. When you get into this, oh gosh, I hope things will work out. Oh gosh, this is moving it into your gut, and because you're really smart, you have degrees, you have 2 master's degrees. This is moving that training, which you've got in the head, into your soul to create the abundance that you. This is owning it, like really owning it, and getting behind and pushing it. So if that illustration of like pushing the car helps, not just sitting back and pushing it with your head, because it ain't going to happen, right? I mean, it could in another universe, but what's that? Maybe, yeah, Kenan says, but this is the chariot. Like, this is embodying the chariot. You are the chariot. It's not just with your, oh gosh, I hope things will work out. This is, and one of the greatest examples of that is like Teresa Lopez, right? And Ashley and Jessica, they created this incredible center in San Antonio. But it's like, embody it. Like, visualize that, Ashley. Embody it. And things will start really moving for you. Okay? All right, my dear Jessica Marie, here we go. Yeah, Teresa says, you are the movement. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jess. This is time space. We're going to go kind of the opposite of Ashley's reading here. This is it's a belief system that time and space are unchangeable. This is asking you to but I know you've had these moments where, I'll tell you about a client. I think I told this on the show a couple of times, but I had gone to, they were moving from Canada to here in Phoenix. And I'd gone to help his wife unpack boxes. He had flown back up to Canada to bring the last truckload of stuff down to Phoenix. And he called us. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he said, I'm in Butte, Montana, so I'll be home in like 16 hours, which would be the next morning. We're good, cool. Drive careful, be safe, blah, 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 blah. At 8 o'clock that night, I was getting ready to leave, and this truck pulls in the driveway, and it's him. And we're like, where were you? Like, where did you call us from? He goes, I called you from Butte, Montana. And we're like, come on. And he pulls out the gas receipt. And it was for 3 o'clock that afternoon, that day. He was in Butte, Montana, getting gas. I go, what? How did that? He goes, I don't know. He goes, I was driving down the road, and there was like, you know what you see in Star Trek when they go into warp? There were these lights, and then the next thing I knew, I was driving into the driveway. So this is letting go of, okay, Jess, this is letting go of the rules. Or that it has to go a certain way, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like manipulating time and space and being in that flow of that ability to manipulate time and space. Exactly, Teresa. Where anything can and does happen, it's just, again, embodying what it is you really want. And if something doesn't work out the way you're thinking it will or should, then it actually worked out in your favor as well. Okay? Yeah. By like Teresa says, like letting go of control. Exactly. Because you're moving into you're moving into another dimension. I know I sound like the introduction to Twilight Zone, but we got to talk, Jess. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, Stacy, thanks for being on the show. All right, appreciate you. All right, Stacy, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate, defining your life by what you do or don't do? Or that you're not doing enough, or you're not doing the right thing? There it is. This is, so when guides or let's say ancestors come through, I don't necessarily always know who they are. Because it's not, they want to remain anonymous because it's not who they are as much as what it is that they're saying. That the message is important, is know that you are enough. Then when you really know, and this is energy moving in the next few days, this will really help, because as you know, the show is not about just a card or a reading. It's about helping you and move the energy. It's moving the energy around this. It's like when it's like your higher self latches onto this energy and moves it. This is about being free of defining yourself by what you do or didn't do or did or didn't, whatever. You know what I get? You get what I mean. Whew. Okay, Lindsay. This is your so you're an artist and you know what I'm talking about here, where you're playing with different colors and if you don't like how it turns out, you can change it. This is more harmony. This is more music related. So how do you make a tuba and a flute go together? Well, if you have the right song, you have the right players. I just made that up off the top of my head, but it's the most unlikely combinations. So when I was in San Antonio 2 weeks ago, Teresa made us these chicken thighs, and Rosie, her partner, says it's the orange juice. I'm like, orange juice and chicken thighs? I don't know. Anyway, I've already made. You'd be proud of me, Teresa. I've already made 2 batches of chicken thighs with orange juice since I've been back. But so Lindsay, this is like the most appearing disharmonious things coming together and creating harmony for you in a big, big way. So it's getting out of your head and kind of trusting your other senses. This is like trusting your hearing or your heart, your gut. Trust the harmony of those rather than your head. Okay, because it's a beautiful thing. Kat and Jared. Okay, then we've got Teresa, Ashley, and Laura. Hey, Laura. All right, Kat and Jared in Tennessee. Jared's a dentist, everyone. Dr. J. I thought of you, Jared, on Thursday when I went and had this tooth pulled. Brought back memories. Anyway. I'm going to go back to the group card tonight, which was the ghost dance. This is calling upon your pre-religious ancestry. You know what I'm talking about. This is calling upon your spirits to have you stop thwarting yourself in any way, shape, or form around disappointment. So I'm going to go back a little bit to Jessica's card about the time-space. And that old Chinese story about the old man and the son. The old man couldn't work the farm. The son was working the farm, broke his leg, and the townspeople said, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. And the next day, invading armies came and took all the young men of the village, but they left the young man who'd broken his leg because he was useless to them. And all the villagers said, good luck, good luck, good luck. This is calling upon your ancestors to And again, I'm going to go, I love this. I love about, actually, so Sazowski, about pushing the car, using your body to create your reality. It's not it's not separate. You're using mind, body, and spirit. And your mind can go to, oh, that could be dangerous. Oh, you don't want to go down there. No, 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 no. Getting out of the mind and getting into the body and the soul, and moving that any changing the energy around disappointment or things not working out the way you think they are. They're still working out. Okay, Kat. Oh, that was Jared. This is Kat's coming up. God, I should know what this card is. Oh my God, what is this card? Could you get my toothbrush? I need to brush my teeth. Oh, I know what this card is. Okay. Kat, I know that probably went over your head, but sometimes my illustrations get a little bit odd. My point of telling you this is, let's say you're looking for your car keys, right? Or, gosh, I was trying to figure out what this card means. And then you get distracted, you go brush your teeth. Oh gosh, I have to go brush my teeth anyway before I leave the house. And you finish brushing your teeth and boom, you remember where the car keys are. This is a little bit like Jared's. Your true gift is your spirituality. And it's easy when we're caught up in the spirituality, or when we're caught up in the physical world with all the material around us, to forget about the spirituality. So this, again, is quieting the mind. This is absolutely quieting the mind. You're needing some dullness. You're needing a distraction. And then the answers come to you. Just like looking for the car keys, but then going to brush your teeth, coming back. This is, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate overthinking? And Jared, rather than say, hey, you're overthinking again, maybe say to Kat, how else can you approach this? And Kat, if you're willing to have Jared say something like that to you when you get into this car key. How else can you approach it? Hey, why don't you go brush your teeth? Jared, if you could say to her, hey, why don't you go brush your teeth? I'm a dentist, I know. Do you understand, Kat? So that's moving you into this back into this more creative, again, kind of the theme, calling upon your ancestors to clear your field and to open up different ways of looking at things. That's going to really be good for you. Okay? Can we scroll? Yeah, okay, we're good. All right, Teresa, here we go. So the card is balance. There's this ballerina around you. You said you're going gambling a lot. Okay. So there's this ballerina around you. I don't know. There's something about it's like getting back to, it's like a music box. You know those old the music boxes. At least my sister had one growing up. We wind up. There was a ballerina dancing. It's that moving back into your. It's moving back into that childlike time, or that feeling of lightness, that feeling of joy. Ballerina music box, yeah. There's this. I'm getting chills. There's this like ethereal. Oh, you had one. So it's that time of your life where it's this ethereal. I don't know what this is, Teresa. It's very hard to describe. It's like an ethereal vibration, music, that is raising you up. It's literally like you're the ballerina. Whether you dreamed of being a ballerina or thought about being a ballerina, it's like who you are. It's who you are intrinsically and internally. It's this Swan Lake. It's you taking center stage and really welcoming that. And it moves the world. Yeah. Okay, you saw a lot of spirits then. It's that etheric, it's that coming back. It's because you're safe now. And it's more of that gift coming back. But it's elative. It is uplifting like never before. This may make more sense in the weeks to come. There's something really powerful with this. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I know you feel it. Like it's like operatic. It's like, anyway, amazing. Okay, my dear Ashley, you guys, and Laura, Ashley, Teresa, Rosie, thank you. Life changing. Okay, my dear Ashley, anywhere where anyone has made you wrong or bad, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that now? If I'm quiet here, I'm moving some energy. You've done really well. There's a little bit more to move. It's like moving it. This is like residuals from this is you moving out of the delusion of anything being wrong or bad about yourself. This is letting go of the delusion that you're not amazing. Ken and I talked about you every day for 2 weeks. And that it's paying off for you big time. It's paying off for you really, really big time. Yeah, I had to pull another card for you, Ash. So this is the synthesis card. It's like pulling all of the things that you have been through into this amazing soup. It's so you know this story of stone soup, right? Where the village was starving, and so this old woman came out and she put a big iron pot, lit it on fire in the middle of the town, and then someone came and put in a potato, put in a carrot, put in some lettuce, whatever. And eventually they had enough to feed the whole town, right? Because everyone added something. This is all of your aspects of yourself throughout your life that are now coming together to make this Michelin star soup.
She literally made soup for the cafe this last weekend.
She what?
She made soup for the cafe.
You made soup for the cafe this what? Teresa says made soup for cafe this past weekend. LOL, Ash. Yeah. So that is a metaphor of everything coming together for you to feed millions. I'm talking millions. From these unique experiences. So, okay, you're not only going to be writing, but you're going to be recording those books, like audio. Podcasts. Your stories are transformatory. Woo! Okay. All right, my dear Laura. I love it. What a great show tonight. Okay. I can feel the energy. It's awesome. All right, Laura. Reset. Hermit. Give this about, just relax, at least until Wednesday, Thursday. Just kind of trust that it's going to work out. There's stuff moving in your field right now. Think of it as being like at Grand Central Station or the airport. And you have all these people walking by you. Stop trying to memorize their faces and what they're wearing. The next 4 days, like these thoughts will be coming, zing, zing, zing. just rest, read your book, listen to some music, chill. Like, this is withdrawing big time. Well, and then with yeah, I can do that, Teresa. It's you taking care of you without anything or anyone running your system. So Laura, that stone I gave you, use that and call upon your ancestors to clear this. And anything or anyone that is not there to serve you to your best and highest, are you willing to tell it to go and never return? Ever. In this lifetime or any other, throughout all time and eternity. It's like it's kind of like when you go I don't know, you go to a place and you touch the door handle and it has bacteria, or you get a cold. Sometimes it's not your fault that these things can attach to you. It's not anything you've done, but you're needing this downtime, because if something was running your program, then you can be unfamiliar with how your program should actually run on with you. That's why you're needing the Hermit card. You need some downtime to realign. Okay. We got everybody? All right. Love you all. Let's do this again tomorrow night. Have a great night.